Let's make a ladybug today, since lots of little bugs seem to be out and about and everywhere. It's pretty simple supply-wise, so we're going to need some red, black, and white paper, mostly red, glue stick, pencil, scissors, and maybe a black marker. So first thing, and something to trace with, maybe. You can always freehand or draw your circle, but I like to practice tracing sometimes. So I chose a bowl, and I'm going to set my bowl down. My bowl's pretty heavy, but I'm going to make sure that my helper hand holds it down, while my dominant precision hand goes around, and ta-da! We have a circle. So that is going to be the base for our ladybug. So let's cut him out, and remember that we're not closing our scissors. We are not closing our scissors all the way, because we want to not have those points. So remember that when we cut like this, chomp, chomp. Remember what happens? You get those points. So this one is smooth, this one is pointy. That's because we shut our scissors and we didn't turn the paper with our helper hand while cutting. So work on that. Okay. And then we need some strips of red. So I'm going to use something like a ruler or a note card or piece of paper, whatever you have around that can be used to kind of make straight lines. Or again, you can freehand it, or you can have somebody help you with it. So we're going to need a bunch of strips of paper, about 3/4 of an inch thick or so. So I'm going to take an envelope and I'm going to use that as my ruler. And I'm going to line it up here. And just hold it down tight with this hand. Ooh. And come down with my pencil. There I have one. So I'm going to make a few more. But remember, when you're using something to trace or to help you keep a straight line, this helper hand is super important to push down. Since I'm using something floppy, it's even more important, because if I don't hold it down, the paper might go up. So I gotta move this hand and then draw again. So take your time with it. It's not a race. So now I'm going to practice cutting on straight lines. And this is a longer piece of paper, which means it's trickier to hold. So this is good practice for managing larger pieces of paper. And if pencil lines are a little bit hard, since they're so thin, you can always use something thicker, like a marker, to make those lines easier to line the scissors up on. Alright, so now we have all these strips, and what we're going to do is we're going to glue one part down. I'm going to fold my strip a little bit. I'm going to plop that folded part down, and then I'm going to fold the other part and glue it directly straight down from the first one. So I'm not going to try and go over here or over here. I'm going to kind of go straight across. So I see how far I have to go. I make a little fold, put on a little glue and I stick it down. So now I have one across, and I'm going to do one this direction. So I push down my end, can fold it a little bit, and then I can see how much I need to fold on this part. Squish that down, and I've got kind of a cross happening here. And then I'm going to continue this. Remember, if you're having a hard time with where to put something, you can always give yourself or your student a visual cue. So have them put the glue on the circle, and then you can have them put the paper on the glue, hold it for a second, and then it's going to go straight across. And you can help them turn it, and again, you can give them even something simple like a scribble, a visual cue for where to put that glue. Okay, so now let's make ourselves a head. So I have a white crayon so that it shows up a bit easier. I'm going to make a half circle. Again, you can always trace with freehand. So that's going to be his head. Now I need some spots. Now, this ladybug is kind of small, so his spots are kind of small, which means we're going to have to work on some tiny cuts. So, if tiny circles are a little bit tricky for you, you can have someone help you. You can make the spots a bit bigger, or you could use stickers. So with the tiny circles, it's even more important that we don't close our scissors all the way. And that we turn the paper with this helper hand. I'm going to cut out a few more. So remember, again, when you're cutting, this is the hand that moves the paper. Your scissor hand is just squeezing. And see, sometimes I have to stop cutting to help move the paper around, and that is okay. But again, the scissor hand is not doing the movement this way. It is the helper hand that is turning that paper around and around. Okay, so let's glue some spots on. Since I have an icky side, the side with lines, I'm going to put glue on the icky side. Spots on. Okay, since I have a big blank space here, that's where I'm going to put my head. But first, I'm going to make some eyes. So since I have a white crayon, I can make eyes with this. You can also do googly eyes, or you can practice folding paper and cutting out. You can fold the paper and then cut out some eyes and glue those on. And then you can use your black marker to practice giving your student an area to color in and see if they can stay inside the lines. Reminding them that this is the hand that's moving. We're not doing big strokes with our wrist or our arm. We're just doing little finger movements. So I'm going to use those. Glue those guys on. Small amount of glue for a small amount of eyes. And then, just for fun, I'm going to make some antenna. Slide it under, squish down. Slide it under, squish it down. Now I'm going to glue my head on. This activity is great for practicing pinch because you can't push down when you're gluing because it's puffed up. So you have to pinch while you're gluing. So I'm pinching with my fingers. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now he just needs some legs. So again, it's great practice for cutting on the line and managing paper. And I'll just cut these into threes. Okay, since I'm going to slide them under and this is the top, I'm going to put my glue on the pretty side, not the line side, and push down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do that all the way around with my 6 legs. And there we have an adorable little ladybug.